This video is sponsored by PCBWay. Hey there, this is Seth Schaefer from Team Just Cause Robotics, and this is SSP, which just competed last month at the August NHRL event. NHRL is one of the most competitive competitions in the entire world for 3-pound bots, also known as beetle weights. So the beetle weight class, which SSP competed in, is incredibly crowded. There were 160 odd beetles that were competing, all for a $1,000 cash prize and a golden dumpster trophy. The top 4 robots at each tournament qualify to compete at the November finals event, and I was really hoping that I might be able to get SSP all the way to the top, but there were a heck of a lot of really competitive robots on the way, so I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Since SSP is ranked 38 out of almost 575 robots in the NHRL official rankings, it got seeded into the upper tier of bots as a boss robot. This meant that I had to fight a challenger that was a decently ranked competitor going into the tournament and had won its first round qualifier match. In this case, I had to fight Matt Lantry's incredible 4-wheel drive lifter bot Fallout. Fallout's been around for a number of years, it's a very refined design, but it is starting to show its age, and Matt actually built a new upgraded version of this bot that you might see a bit later on called Half-Life. Now Fallout is this nice green bot, and it has basically the same wheels that SSP does because Matt makes all the wheels for the SSP kits. So it was going to be interesting to see how I could drive against another incredibly well-driven control bot. Let's take a look at this fight. Every single time that SSP and Fallout lock horns front to front, Fallout's longer forks would win, which was definitely a problem for me. Pretty early on in this fight, I found that the bot was slipping and sliding a lot more than I'm used to. I wasn't getting very good traction because the floor was covered in sawdust and crap, so it was a little bit harder to drive than I anticipated, and it also meant that my bot was doing a lot more drifting than usual. I had to make some adjustments on the fly. Well, that was a tough loss, but a deserved loss. Fallout outdrove me quite a bit and had better grip whenever we went front to front. He was able to push me around, so there wasn't much that I could really do, unfortunately. My next opponent, it turned out, was going to be Nitro Hornet. Now, Nitro Hornet I've faced in the past with Division, but Nitro Hornet has been around for a very long time. Dylan, who built and drives it, is an incredibly talented builder, and he's been all over the East Coast circuit for years now, perfecting this bot. He rebuilt it from the ground up pretty recently, and this version has a welded steel AR500 beater bar that looks absolutely vicious. I knew I had to counter it with my AR600 forks, because those harder forks would be a little bit harder to bite into, but I already know from fighting beater bars in the past, one hit on a bad angle can pop the forks off of the front of my bot, and then I'm defenseless. So I had to be really careful about driving, trying to line up front to front as best as I can, or just get around to the sides and back just to push him around and flip him to try and get the control and aggression points that I'd need to win this fight. Let's see what I was able to do. At the start of this fight, I just want to stay on Nitro Hornet as much as possible, because I know his beater should have a hard time biting into my AR600 forks. The more I'm in control, the more aggression I demonstrate, the better a chance that I win. I should be fine as long as I keep my forks on. Looks like Nitro Hornet's beater bar just stopped. Now I just have to chase him down, which is becoming difficult because the floor has gouges in it that my forks keep getting stuck in. Once I prop Nitro Hornet against the wall, he has to use his only unstick. Nitro Hornet's free, but his weapon's still down, so all I have to do is repeat the same thing again, and I should win. Just like that. Wait a second. His spinner's back. Alright, now I just have to tank as many hits as possible until hopefully he just dies again, or I die trying. Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Can't give up now. There's still hope. Drive side's acting weird. He's lost a wheel. So Nitro Hornet Aftermath, this shows exactly why you should use all 15 top panel screws, because I did not do that. I think I had one here that came out, and the rest of these, the lid like pulled through them. So it was just hanging on like this one screw. Oh my god, that was so epic. But like obviously all the electronics are perfectly fine. That's why I have these extra plates to hold the motors in and everything. Specifically to prevent it so that when it's, even when it's upside down like this, like it can still work, just the speed controller was dangling out. But holy crap, that was insane. Oh, can't believe that went so well. But of course I lost the side skirts because they were only held with 2 screws because this is the old chassis version and the other 4 don't line up. So those were gone instantly. That's not surprising. The forks being gone was what I was afraid of the most, but they're just dovetailed in, so the chassis is still fine. That's literally why it's designed this way. So like boom, and boom, okay. Those are ready to go again. I just have to replace PEM nuts on this fork and add the fork back on. And honestly, it's pretty much going to be good to go again with a new lid. While you watch me fixing SSP, I'd love to talk about today's video sponsor, PCBWay. PCBWay offers a huge array of manufacturing capabilities to make anything from one part to thousands of parts. CNC machining, sheet metal, 3D printing, injection molding, and of course their well-known PCB assembly services. I have PCBs that they made running in my bot SSP at this competition, since they made the beta versions that are running in both of my copies of SSP that I personally drive, and they've been working perfectly for dozens and dozens of fights. So if you need anything made with high quality and precision, definitely check out PCBWay with the link in the description for $5 off your first order. Those repairs out of the way, my next opponent for SSP was going to be Radix. Radix is a vicious undercutter with a mostly 3D printed TPU frame. I had actually 3D printed a previous version of their frame, so I kind of knew what to expect, but that was back in July of 2022, so there's been a lot of improvements and changes to the bot since then. And Radix has been a very powerful and reliable undercutter in this competition so far. I, however, am very well prepared to fight horizontals with SSP. I got a lot of practice back in May at the Bot Brawl event, which I haven't posted a recap to yet, but if you want to watch every one of my 8 fights from the Bot Brawl tournament, you can check them out at my Patreon, which you can visit from the QR code here or link in the description, and you can actually subscribe to the $5 or higher tiers and watch the entirety of all of my fights from that event right now. Anyhow, Radix is an undercutter, SSP has a giant steel wedge, and I pretty much know the plan for fighting them, so let's just get to it. Ordinarily I try a box rush, but out of the gate I kind of whiffed that one. The goal when fighting horizontals is basically make their blade hit everything. I don't care if it's my wedge, the wall, Brett, or anything in between. Radix's drive seems intermittent from this point. Good exchange there and some belt smoke, but their weapon's still working. Pops in the air like that are great and all, but they do come with the risk of my arm fork getting hit off. Like that. Or that. However, this now means I don't have to be cautious anymore. I started the fight with 12 screws holding on my wedge, now I have maybe 4.5 on the left side only. Getting stuck under the wall with a wedge wasn't a problem that I anticipated having. Not that it really matters though. You can see in this shot the belt has come off of Radix's weapon, so they are completely out for the count. Oops.
Oh my god, I forgot
Crashfest and Shameless Self Promotion to the desk with your bot, please.
As control bots go, Shameless Self Promotion is a pretty high ranked bot at rank 38, but nowhere close to the level of Crashfest. Crashfest is currently ranked number 9, having previously won the entire tournament and gotten a golden dumpster at the new bot event. Crashfest is an absolute tank made out of solid TPU, and it's just the simplest, most durable thing possible. 2 big wheels and 2 big forks and a servo flappy arm. All I have to do in this fight is outdrive one of the best drivers in the entire sport, right? Well, that's gonna be a hell of a challenge. Let's see if I'm up for it.
But first, we're gonna go to Cage 5.
All right, we've got SSP in the blue corner. That's Shameless Self Promotion.
5,
Seth Schaefer
4,
and
3,
Crashfest.
2.
This is a lifter versus a lifter.
Robots fight.
You gotta love that. Oh, good lift here from Crashfest. This is a technical driving match. Both of these are lifters. Now, Shameless Self Promotion is built and driven by Seth Schaefer, the designer and seller of this kit. Crashfest someday could become its own kit. So,
It's on the way.
Kit
With,
versus future kit. Which
Cemetery
is pretty great.
Drive and now Crash Test. What's it testing for?
Yeah, that's true. Now, Crashfest driver Robert Run is an incredible driver, and he's going to try and keep Shameless Self Promotion up against the rail and really dictate the pace of this fight. One of the big challenges is that Crashfest likes to go up against... Oh, no. SSP has pushed Crashfest up against the house bot and is trying to execute a lift here. Robert desperately trying to paddle his way out. This is a single elimination fight. The loser of this fight will be going home. These are 2 incredibly highly ranked lifter bots.
Both capable of self-righting if they get flipped, and I think both are capable of getting stuck under the kick plates around the edge of the arena there.
It looks like that may have happened to Crashfest. Look at that, SSP very generously popping Crashfest out. But that's a good pin, Robert. He can hold that for 10 seconds. He's lifted up 3 wheels on the robot. 1:20 left here in this fight. I fully anticipate that both of these robots will take it to the judges. The judges had better be paying attention because this has just been a really back and forth match here. I think it's going to be a close judges call.
It's going to be a hard one. It's really going to come down to control and aggression, and both seem to be fairly aggressive, each engaging separately. And for control, like, I don't know. I've seen pins from both sides. I've seen flips from SSP. It's going to be a tough one.
I know that a lot of judges, when it's very, very close, they look at the last 60 seconds. They want to see who's dominating in the last 60 seconds. It's really the most important part. Has one of these robots suffered any damage at all, or is it as nimble as it was at the start of the match?
Oh, there's a flip from Crashfest.
And a pin from SSP. Oh, 20 seconds left here. SSP can hold this pin for just a few more seconds. Can Robert land one more of his own? 10 seconds left, and he's done it! Robert landing a pin!
Oh,
this is the closest match, I think, of the day, Sam. Wow.
Oh, what a self-right.
And that is the end of the match. SSP spinning, and Crashfest. Robert just on pins and needles, no doubt, as he takes it to the judges.
Wow, that was a nail biter. Oh my god. Definitely probably the hardest driving that I've ever had to do, and one of the closest fights that I've ever been in. Ultimately, as you can probably imagine, that went to a split judges decision. Robert Rund and I go way back, and we have fought each other more times than I think I've fought any other individual builder. His first bot, Wreckfest, fought Division, and he won when Division's battery unplugged itself. Then at Labor Day Disarray, I brought Division and Shrapnel Mine, and I had to fight him with both of those robots, with Division twice, with me winning both times, and with Shrapnel Mine once, with that fight being a loss on my part. So we were 2-2 going into this fight, and I'm happy to say that at the end of this one, SSP was awarded a split judge's decision win, and now I am beating Robert 3-2, so heck yeah. Golden Dumpster winning robots are never going to be an easy fight. Just because they don't have a spinner doesn't mean they're not going to be incredibly difficult to fight. But this now brings SSP to just as far as it's been in the last tournament, to the round of 16. Can I make it another step further? Well, to get there, I'm going to have to go through Half-Life. Like I said before, Half-Life is the upgraded, bigger brother of Fallout, built by Matt Lantry, an incredible driver, and I knew that this was going to be at least as tough as the Fallout fight, so I was going to have to do something different to be able to pull out a win here. Yeah, yet another split judge's decision. This one I felt a little bit better about, if only because for the last 60 seconds, I think there were a lot more exchanges that SSP was winning, and it didn't end the fight pinned against the wall, which was pretty disastrous in the eyes of the judges, I thought, from that last one. But still, there was a ton of back and forth, And again, I could see the judges having picked either bot to win in this one. Ultimately, though, again, SSP did win narrowly a split decision. So now this is the furthest SSP's ever gone, and I'm in the top 8. And I now have to fight Ratfish. Ratfish is an absolute beast that came out of nowhere. It had competed before, but the entire thing had been redesigned from the ground up and made like 50 times better for its return here. This version of Ratfish is pretty insane. It's running on 6S. It has a servo that the builder told me cost over $200 for its lifter, compared to the ones that I sell on my site for 25 bucks. And it's got so much speed and power to it that it can literally throw other 3-pound bots in the air. Unlike my lifting arm, which, you know, moves at probably a sixth of the speed. So this was going to be pretty weird and interesting. And if you thought that I was losing a lot of exchanges to Fallout because it had long forks, then oh boy, Ratfish has like the ultimate in long forks. And the other problem with fighting Ratfish is they have gigantic wheels and they can easily just drive over SSP because it's so low to the ground. So I knew that this one was going to be an absolute disaster for me. But I thought that if I kept my arm up, I might just be able to push him around enough if I got the upper hand in enough exchanges. So I guess we'll just see what I could do.
All right. And we've got some lifter-on-lifter action here in Cage 2. We've got Seth Schaefer and Shameless Self Promotion facing off against Mark Harrison and Ratfish.
So far, in all of SSP's fights except for the Radix fight, I've been using my hinged claw forks, but for this one I switched to my fixed forks because I thought they'd have a better chance of not getting stuck in all of the floor gouges and seam. I tried to bait him at the start of the fight by not moving intentionally, hoping that he would try and ram into me and I could get out of the way and then he'd get stuck under the wall, but that didn't work out at all. And from this point on, it was just a back and forth brawl of who can outfork the other.
How many control bots we're seeing so late in the night here in this competition. SSP is a brand new kit. It was launched this year, and I feel like we are seeing a lot of lifters in the competition now, which is interesting. I feel like one of the common criticisms from the mouth breathers on Reddit is that, you know, NHRL just has too many egg beaters. I feel like we're seeing a whole lot of lifters.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, there's a tremendous amount of variety in the robots we see, especially compared to other competitions. And what amazes me and really pleases me is that the variety only goes up as you climb the scale of competitiveness.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a lot of egg beaters as an entry-level kit, which makes sense. I mean, that is a tried and true way to get in the box and get a couple of wins under your belt. But then you get up to, you know, we're getting close into the final bracket, deep into the bracket here, and these are two lifters
I love
just as much shot as anybody else.
I mean, the SSP kit is designed for drive. Ratfish is also doing great on the drive department. It's really going to come down to pins here. If I was a judge, I would just turn off the audio and just count the number of pins and the duration of the pins, because this is a very even match. I don't think that either of these robots is going to score damage, but it's going to come down to aggression and control. Have we seen many lifts? Have we seen much aggression? I don't know. It's kind of split here, Ricky.
I would say so.
These are two great drivers. Seth Schaefer and Mark Harrison. 40 seconds left here in this fight.
Yeah, I definitely see this going to the judges, and I don't foresee an easy decision for any of them. I'd probably give it a slight edge to Ratfish right now, just there's a few interactions that it seems to have been able to master, but then you see stuff like that from SSP, and it's hard to say. The other
Professional driving.
Is it an active weapon use? Is it not? Is it just control? Are they just using their forks? That's going to be something that needs to be carefully weighed, because active weapon use is, you know, something that makes a bigger impression with the judges.
Now, one of the big things that I did not see in this fight were long 10-second pins. It was a quick pin, 1 second, 2 seconds, and then they would release.
Right.
The drive was pretty evenly matched here. The drive quality was evenly matched, and that really speaks to their skill as as drivers. Both Mark and Seth they grind. They go to tons and tons of competitions all across the country, and you can see that in their build quality and their drive quality. Yes.
It's so incredible. In the previous fight, we have, as I kind of imagined, a slight edge to Ratfish in a split decision above Shameless Self Promotion.
Yeah.
Bravo to Ratfish. Also bravo to Shameless Self Promotion. Still did an excellent job in that match.
Go out and get yourself an SSP kit, folks. They are surviving deep into this competition. It's going to be the next kit bot that I buy, Ricky.
Luke was not kidding there. There were 3 SSP kits that made it to the top 16, including my own. And of course, my bot was the only of those 3 to advance to the top 8. But Ratfish went on to beat Jameson Go's Silent X, a previous Golden Dumpster winner, and faced off against Supreme Ruler in the final for a close loss. So ultimately, Ratfish placed 2nd in this entire tournament, so I can't feel too bad about losing to him. That was an incredibly well-driven bot, an incredibly well-built and designed bot, and very durable as well. I actually fought Ratfish in my first fight of the whole day with Division, but you'll have to make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss it when I post that recap in a few more weeks. However, I first have to prepare Subtraction to fight at the upcoming NHRL event, which is going to be in 2 weekends. So I'm going to be focusing all my time on getting this brand new bot, which is a little bit like SSP, but with a bit of a mean twist. And I'll definitely post something like a reveal or design overview video before the NHRL tournament goes up if I can, so you'll definitely not want to miss that. Like I showed earlier in the video, if you want to see some of that behind the scenes stuff early, I've already posted a full design reveal of Subtraction on my Patreon, so check that out in the description down below, and you can subscribe. That would super help me out, helps me make more videos like this and put more time and energy into editing them, and it allows you to see a lot more behind the scenes stuff that I can't fit into a video like this. So yeah, I also do a couple sneak peeks here and there on my Instagram, which you can find at Just 'Cause Robotics in the description. And yeah, one last thing before I go. Ben from the Team Panic YouTube channel, an Australian combat robotics builder who's appeared on BattleBots with Gemini and is famous for his 1.5 kilogram beetle weight, Annie, are you okay?, is going to be showing up at Norwalk Havoc on September 30th. Let me know in the comments down below what questions do you think I should ask him, because we're going to be doing like a question and answer swap as a collaborative video. So yeah, questions for Ben in the comments as well. That's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, click like. If you want to see more like this, subscribe and click the bell icon. And as always, thanks for watching.